Hello everyone on YouTube, this is Finalukia Guardian, also known as Lexastory on other social media like Instagram and Reddit. Today I'm going to be doing a video discussing my extended thoughts on the Nike Durafeel golf clubs. I've been using these gloves for 1 year, and as you can see they're very well worn. The right hand is starting to tear on the index finger, and the palm patch is also starting to tear. Anyway, I already did a review on the Nike Durafeel golf clubs, and I'll post a link to that initial review in the description box below. And I'm making this video to give my long-term thoughts on how these gloves perform since I made that initial review and whether or not I still recommend them. So with that said, let's get started on the review. I'm going to break this review into 3 portions. First, I will discuss the fit and feel of these gloves. Second, I will discuss the performance of these gloves on your golf swing. And third, I will discuss the durability and longevity of these gloves. And fourth, I will discuss the value of these gloves and who these gloves will best serve the needs of. Sorry, I think that's 4 portions. I apologize. I said 3 earlier. So first, we'll discuss the fit and feel. As for how these gloves feel in your hand, they actually feel very nice and soft once you've broken them in a little bit. These gloves do not fit very nice in your hands straight out of the box. You have to wear them for a little bit of time and stretch the fabric on them slightly before they will fully mold to your hands and feel like a second skin. I recommend you take them out of the box, put them on, and wear them for about 30 to 40 minutes or so. After that, the gloves will stretch just enough so that they fit your hand like a second skin, and they will retain that shape for a very long time. So on the topic of fit and feel, these gloves will fit very well and feel like a second skin after a small bit of break-in. So while they do not fit as good out of the box as premium leather gloves like the Titleist Permasoft or Titleist Players or Callaway Dawn Patrol, or insert your preferred glove here, they will hold their skin-tight feel and shape much longer than their full leather counterparts. And that will conclude my fit and feel discussion for these gloves. Now, for the second point, performance on your golf swing. These gloves have personally gone they've gone with me on 1 round of golf, a 9-hole round, and as rusty as I was, I made a score of 59, which I believe was off the white tees. However, considering my average golf score is worse than that, I'd say that these gloves at least did not hinder my performance, and I felt that I could maintain a solid grip on the club with no movement of the club's grip in my hands. And these gloves are thin enough that I could still feel the club's feedback in both of my hands. And now, are these gloves the best for getting feedback from your club? Or are they the best for maintaining grip? I would say probably not. However, for the price you are paying and the performance that you get, I'd say that these are very good gloves, very good performing gloves for the price you pay. So now the third point, durability and longevity of these gloves. These gloves that you see before you have lasted me over 6,000 swings. Now that's a rough estimate. I don't keep an exact number of how many swings I made, so I'm doing a rough estimate based on an average of how many swings that I took over the amount of trips that I made, and the number I came up with was 6,000 swings for these gloves, split between the 3 of them. And of course that's a little under 1 year of use, as I mentioned earlier. You might get more time or less time out of your gloves depending on how many swings you do with them, what kind of swings you're doing with them, or just any number of variables that I cannot attest to you. But in my case, these gloves that you see before you, only this left-hand glove right here is probably going to be able to be used. This left hand is stretched out a little bit too much, where I think it probably compromises performance. It's still good enough for practice, but I wouldn't use it on an actual round anymore. And the right hand, as you can see, it's tearing. But considering I've taken over 6,000 swings between these 2 left hands and 1 right hand glove, I think that is very good longevity as far as synthetic gloves go. You're going to get more swings out of these synthetic gloves than you will out of a full leather glove like the Titleist Permasoft, Titleist Players, Callaway Dawn Patrol, or once again insert the name of your favorite golf glove here at this point. And that will conclude what I have to say about the durability and longevity of these gloves. Now finally, the 4th point, overall value. Who are these gloves best serving the needs of? Who are these gloves for? Well, I think these gloves are best as either training gloves or for the amateur golfer who is still practicing, and having perfectly fitting gloves that give the best fit and feel and feedback straight out of the box is not as much of an asset. As most of you know, I'm basically an amateur golfer. I do not benefit that much from having the best fitting and feeling premium golf gloves. I don't want to have to pay the price for getting very little return. These gloves fit well enough and feel good enough to perform well enough that I'm able to get fairly good results, well, considering it's me. And I don't have to pay a high price to get the performance out of these gloves that I would be satisfied with. If you're someone who wants a glove that will last a long time, and you were looking for a relatively value-priced glove, especially if you have to buy 2 gloves at the same time, like I have to, I've worn gloves on both hands since I was a little kid, then I think these gloves will actually be a very nice value for your dollar. And as I mentioned, they last a long time and they feel pretty good once you've broken them in a little bit. And they don't cost a lot, so when you finally do have to replace them, you don't have to pay a very high price for them. And that will conclude all I have to say about the overall value and who these gloves will best serve the needs of. So now, here are my final thoughts. Have my thoughts changed on these gloves after having used them for almost a year? No, not really. My initial impressions are still basically the same as to what my impressions of these gloves were initially when I bought them. They are a value-oriented glove. They do not feel the best out of the box. However, for the price you pay compared to something like a Callaway Dawn Patrol or Titleist Players or Titleist Permasoft, which I think are average like $1 or $2 more expensive than these particular gloves, and they do not last as long as these gloves, then I think it's probably best you just buy these for a quick round of golf, or if you don't care so much about top-line performance, or if you're just getting these for practice at the range. I think you're much better served with these Nike Durafeel golf gloves than you would be served with an all-leather glove like the Callaway Dawn Patrol or Titleist Permasoft or Titleist Players, or insert the glove that you prefer in here. And I think it's probably the best way we can sum this up. These gloves are high value for the dollar. They are good enough feel, good enough performance, good enough durability, and good enough longevity for the price that you pay. And that is all I have to say today about the Nike Durafeel golf gloves in my extended review. And so, I thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care. Peace. Oh yeah, and by the way, I wanted to also compare what a new pair of these Nike Durafeel golf gloves looks like. Alright, so here's a brand new pair. And this one. These are the 2 most worn, so here's the old and here are the new. So as you can see, quite a difference. And these will probably be replaced with these. And then these, in a year, will look like these. Along with this one, which will probably look even worse. This one I'll still use. Alright, well, that's about it. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a good day, happy golfing, and take care. Peace.